Welcome back everybody, my name's Robin Nichols and I'm just going to talk to you very briefly about working with the map module in Adobe Lightroom Classic. Now Lightroom Classic is the older version of Lightroom. A new version is out called Adobe Lightroom CC, and Lightroom CC is cloud-based. And essentially it's kind of useful because you can be sitting at home on your laptop editing your pictures nicely, and then if you pick up your smartphone and check it in the Lightroom app that can be downloaded onto your smartphone, it instantly updates because of course it's sharing the same library which is in the cloud. So that's a good thing. Lightroom Classic is a little bit different. Obviously the pictures are sort of based on files that are stored on a computer hard drive or an external drive somewhere around. So it's a little bit of a different way of doing it. Classic also has these different modules, the map module, book module, etc., etc. Now the map module in older versions of this program doesn't work. It's stopped working and it's very, very annoying. And I'm not quite sure why. I've checked out on the Adobe website and it basically says upgrade not only your version of Lightroom and indeed Adobe Photoshop Elements, which also has the map module built into it. It says not only do you have to upload that particular software or upgrade it, but you also have to, if you haven't already, upgrade your operating system, which I think is a bit cheeky. But anyway, if you need to use the map mode, that's what you have to do. You have to make sure that your operating system, Mac or PC, is up to scratch, plus you've got the latest version of Classic. So how does the map mode work? Well, if you have a camera with a GPS, inbuilt GPS, what it'll do is it'll read the GPS, and as you can see here I've clicked on a picture here, we've got this beautiful photograph here, and it's just telling me exactly where this was shot. My camera doesn't have GPS, and what it does is this. If I scroll along here, and for example I'm just going to choose a random picture, here we go, this one here, and I'm just going to drop it into the middle of Japan like that, probably in the wrong spot, I think it's probably over here, Himeji, like that. Give it a couple of seconds. And what it'll do is go ka-ching into the map. It automatically picks up the GPS coordinates of wherever it is. I've dropped it into Okayama Prefecture, so I'll put it in the right prefecture, but I'm not sure if it's in the right city. Anyway, so I can move it around, and of course I can do not only one picture, I can do 100 pictures and drop them into one space. So what's the point? The idea being is, I suppose, you can then display your pictures geographically according to where you photograph them geographically. So the question I got asked was, well, okay, Robin, that's all good and well, but if I take this picture now and export it and just give it to somebody, let's say I export it to onto the desktop, and let's just do that. So there is the picture. Okay, there we've got the picture of Himeji, and I'm just going to go back into the library module. There is the photograph, and I'm just going to export it. And I've already practiced it out. This is going to export down to a folder on my desktop now. It's very important when you export it to make sure that the metadata file, and this is the export dialog box, that the metadata window here in the little pop-up menu, you don't have things like remove location info, because that's what we're after. We're after this location info in the GPS window. So make sure that's checked to make sure that all metadata is included, because some of these actually sort of trim down the amount of information that's exported. So all metadata, make sure none of those little boxes are checked, and we can click on export. And when we've done that, we can go and check and see if that image has actually got the metadata. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it in, what should we do? We're going to open it in Photoshop Elements. Okay, we're going to open this, and there is the Himeji file. I'm going to go open it. So it's not only open the file, it's a very, very small file, a little bit of fun. There we go. And I'm going to choose, we're going to choose file information. We'll have a look, and there we go. So under the GPS data, okay, you can see that I'm reading it in something where it wasn't added. It wasn't added in Photoshop Elements. It was added in Adobe Lightroom Classic. You can see there is the camera location or the GPS data embedded into the metadata. So very handy. So this then can be read by other software applications that can read GPS and prove immediately exactly where this image was taken.